Today, we will be reviewing the Ruler Earth Expert Advisor by Ms. Erlina Sari. Stick around to the end to see if this is a real strategy or just another MQL5 scam. This video is sponsored by Prosperity Algo and our free Golden Time Bomb Expert Advisor. Do you want to make 100+% annual returns through automating the London breakout and the opening range breakout? Then click the link in the description. So, we can kick off here on the sales page and see that Ruler Earth trades the gold pair, and the seller is mentioning that it trades based on price action with a trend filter. And that would be a very logical strategy to trade gold, so it's a good starting point. We can also see here that supposedly it uses no dangerous strategies, including grids or martingales. And the most interesting thing about this actual bot is it has a very live long signal. One other thing to note is that it says it combines market trends and overbought, oversold zones. So perhaps that indicates the use of some sort of overbought, oversold indicator like a Bollinger Band, RSI, stochastic RSI, all of the classics with a trend filter kind of acting as a filter for different trades. And together that could very well make a valid system. If we move over here to the sales page, we can see that there's actually a very long live signal, and it's pretty robust actually. We have quite a few trades in here with a good mixture of winners and losers. As you can see here, we have some losers, some winners. So far what I'm seeing, it's actually pretty robust. There's long runs of winners too. And let's look at the actual statistics just to see if it can give us a bit more insight. And if we look, I'm trying to look for the average here, profit trades. It has a 88.43% win rate, which is quite good. Oh, here we go. Gross loss, average profit, average loss. Yes, that would also make sense that it appears to be more of a scalping system, so it has an inverted risk reward where the profit is going to be lower than the average loss, the average profit that is, and that makes a lot of sense. If we look at consecutive trades per week, it trades 7 times per week, and yeah, this seems to make a lot more sense. It's actually taking more shorts than it is longs, which is quite interesting actually. Like seeing as gold has been, generally speaking, uptrending, you would think it would be taking a few more longs, but that could actually very much speak to the overbought, oversold conversation that she was mentioning earlier. Because essentially, if gold has always been trending upwards, most likely it was overbought quite a bit. Therefore, her signal based on, or her system based on entering an overbought region and shorting may have been triggered by this. So it's actually all making sense. So the live signal page is looking pretty legitimate. And from what I can see so far, it does appear to be like a pretty good live signal. So it's actually pretty robust. But for whatever reason, if you actually compare that to the backtest, and I've taken the liberty of downloading it and running an MT5 backtest, the backtest is looking a lot fishier. Like here I ran just a few months of backtest as it was super slow. I ran it from September of this year to a couple days ago. And as you can see here, like the backtest results are phenomenal. So it more than doubled the account with only a 10% drawdown. And yes, the win rate is matching, but here we can see that the risk reward is different. So here the risk reward is showing a positive risk reward in the backtest, whereas in the live signal, we're seeing a negative risk reward, which would make sense, right? Because especially with such a high win rate, just if you understand the properties of randomness, the actual risk reward should be inverted. It's how this works, right? And what we're seeing here is that the statistics from the backtest are not matching the live statistics. So something is fishy. But let's actually go through the graph to see what it's doing. And it's not quite a grid martingale, but it's opening positions as price goes against it. And yes, these look very mean reverting in nature. So here it's taking long, so in a mean reverting context, and this is actually a loss. So it seems almost like a modified grid martingale, but maybe not a true martingale where it's sizing the lot positions. It's simply adding and opening more positions as price goes against the initial trade. So yeah, it actually is matching what she's saying. It is a mean reverting system. I would say that there appears to be a max 3 level grid going on. So if price goes against it, it appears to only be opening a maximum of 3 trades. So here there's 2, 1, 2, and it closes in different spots, likely because the take profits were slightly different. Here we're seeing 1, 2, 3 again, right? Then it opens one more once another one closes. But the grid is not extending beyond 3. So 1, 2, 3, close. And I'm really curious now to actually run a live backtest or a visual backtest in order to see how the lot scaling works. And here we can see that there is a trailing stop mechanism to it. It uses a news filter as well, and there's both an auto lot or manual lot sizing mechanism to it. So it's actually looking quite interesting to date. And as we can see from her live signal, there's clearly something here. Okay, so it's slow, but let's see if it's scaling the lot. So pay attention to the volume. Okay, it hasn't lost yet, so let me speed it up. Oh no, it's using auto, it's not scaling the lot size. Because here these are just probably based on whatever the balance is. So as we lose, the balance goes down. As we win, the balance goes back up. Do we see any indicators? No indicators, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's maybe something hard-coded, because it is a mean reversion system. So most sellers would typically use indicators to show those levels. Personally, I personally use price action for that, but it's a bit more challenging to do so. This is actually looking quite decent. Like, I think there is a real system here. So yeah, maybe to wrap up. Essentially what's happening here is this is a mean reversion system on gold, and it's also using a grid mechanism. So if price goes against the initial trade, it opens 2 more without scaling lot size. So it's a non-martingale grid, but it's also a short grid. So it won't open more than 3 levels. So that could very well be a pretty interesting system. Doing this on gold seems very interesting to me. Like, personally, trading a general indicator mean reversion system on gold, I have not had a ton of success with that for the entire day. When I have personally made mean reversion systems for gold, I've found a lot of success with like rejections of key levels. That's our golden boomerang system. It's a fantastic system. It has such a great equity curve. And I've also found really good success with night scalping, but just kind of having the entire day mean reverting without having a really powerful price action trigger behind it, I have personally not found too much success with that. But her live signal is indicating that this system is working. So maybe she's found an interesting strategy to actually get it to work. That being said, the backtest is manipulated because it's not matching the live results. But ultimately, because her live signal is so good, maybe I think there is a real trading strategy here. There's just been a bit of over-optimization or a bit of manipulation to the backtest. So here I'd put almost like a yellow light to this system. I don't like systems which don't match the backtest because I don't really know what to expect, but I do think that there is very much a real strategy here. And I'm actually curious to test this premise out myself, like a non-martingale grid with a mean reversion system. I did try something similar to this once, and it didn't work. You had to actually put a bit of lot scaling there, and but maybe she's found another interesting way of doing it. So yeah, yellow light. Maybe try it out, but I would be a little bit careful. And if it goes on sale for a very good price, it might be worth just picking it up and trying it on a demo account. But it's not a slam dunk either. Let me know, guys, if you had some different experiences, and take care.